Good night, everyone. I'm an urbanist. I was born in Venezuela. I know about cities, and I've been working for the last 7 years or 8 years in technology. I learned about urbanism as a way of looking to the cities from the top. And we are in the city of urbanism, which is Barcelona. And always learning how to plan infrastructure for making the life better for people, and also to plan where things go where, no? Zoning and this kind of stuff. But recently, we have a new infrastructure that has somehow disrupted the way we can understand cities. This disruption had happened before on how different technologies had been introduced in our lives. 500 years ago, the printing press basically changed the way or the speed in which knowledge was transferred. It happened the same with the radio 100 years ago. And at the same time, the productive system has been influenced by the invention of different technologies, machines, or ways to make things. No? But actually, the result of these, let's say, last 600 years, and a little bit more, of course, is that we have a somehow standardized world in which you can go anywhere and basically have the access to the same products that are produced by the same people, and they are being distributed by the same people. No? So the world in the hands of a few. And basically, your role as a citizen is that you have to go to a supermarket or to a convenience store or where you do shopping, or even in the internet, that you have to choose from whatever is being offered to you. You don't have the power of making anything but gaining some money to actually get access to things. And then basically the result of that is that our brain has been stopped of thinking on how things are done. We have taken the knowledge of how things are made in our cities and have put it somewhere else, and we don't care. We import things into our cities, we turn it into trash, we don't even use it. And then there comes the wonders of technologies that are coming now, at the moment, no? And it seems that they are going to change the way we behave. Of course, we're going to start to move our heads in a very strange way to send a message, and we're going to have things delivered to our house by armies of flying drones, or we're going to have those same drones recording porn. We've always been obsessed with that. So this is the way of we are using technology, but actually this future kind of imaginary is not really new. These people also imagine things flying. I don't know by having sex somewhere, but the future is basically now. My reflection is that thinking about the future might be something that is old, it's already being done. And then what we have today is that two main powers, or two main technologies that during the last 70 years, more or less, have been introduced to us, computers in the 50s, internet in the 80s. We are using two new means to connect to everyone, to do stuff, to work, and we can do it in real time, and haven't happened before. If you think about this, we only have 10 years been using Facebook, and maybe you found your couple through Facebook. In 2005, YouTube was launched, and now we don't only consume content, but actually we produce content. And then Twitter or Instagram, we use it sometimes to do some useless stuff, sometimes it helps to do useful stuff. And then this is basically the internet, no? It seems to be very distributed, this idealistic way of peer-to-peer connections, but actually we are building a new way of capitalism on top of the internet, based on your interactions or sharing your experiences. What happens is that in addition to these two very powerful tools that you are carrying in your hands and in your pockets, which are computers connected to the internet, if we add the power of turning that information, that digital information, into things in a matter of minutes, hours, or even a couple days, the formula gets another dimension of power. In the same way that YouTube or Twitter were introduced into our lives, tools like Arduino, which is an electronic prototyping platform, 3D printers, or Fab Labs have been introduced during the last 10 years in our same lives. And this actually means not only to act in the digital world, but actually to act with digital information into the physical world. I'm going to talk to you about Fab Labs, which are places where they are not only 3D printers, but actually other machines, and more importantly, people that helps you to make almost anything, from a circuit board that can fit in your pocket to an entire house. And more importantly, it's not only people that you meet in the Fab Lab itself or in the place that could be the size of this room, but actually the global network that is becoming like a massive brain that is thinking on how we're going to produce in the future, and how we're going to build a new infrastructure into the cities that will bring back the productivity into the cities, and also the knowledge of how things are being produced. I have to say that this presentation will end whatever it has to end. It doesn't have an end. The thing is that now we have tools, not only to make things, but actually to make our own tools. That's more important, no? If you can make almost anything, then you can make the tools that make almost anything. So this was supposed to be a video. We put that in representation as the presenter said. We organized the FabTech conference the last summer, in which we brought more than 5,000 people for a week of workshops on digital fabrication, doing low-cost prostheses, low-cost laser cutters, workshops with kids, and also we even made a big house in a matter of 4 or 5 days. But also we convinced the mayor of taking the challenge of turning Barcelona into a self-sufficient city into 40 years. This guy pressed the button and took the challenge. I don't know if he really knew what was about it, but it's actually happening. The thing is that let's say the facts of this commitment is that we have now 2 public fab labs supported by the city council that are part of an ecosystem of other private fab labs, or even a mixture of public-private collaborations in the construction of, again, a new layer of infrastructure that will allow people to have access to make things. As 20 years ago, you had to use a computer in a room in your neighborhood. Now you are going to go to your neighborhood to use a 3D printer, a laser cutter, a circuit-making machine in your neighborhood. It's the new libraries, the new kind of civic spaces of the future. Out of Fab Lab Barcelona, a project that maybe was mentioned before, which I founded, is Smart Citizen, which is a citizen-based network, citizen-based sensor network. Again, it's a tool produced in a fab lab to address an issue into the city. In this case, the environmental issues that people is concerned about and how they can actually broadcast these issues and can criticize the government, can collaborate with the government, and also can actually make visible things that happen into the city that are not visible. Yeah, that's it.